Thailand's Prime Minister has authorised the private hospital sector to import COVID vaccines. That means that you'll be able to buy them very soon. Prior to any use, they have to be approved by the FDA, and the FDA is said to have implemented a speedy approval plan. This, as Sunday saw Thailand report 198 new COVID cases, with 119 discharged after passing testing, one new death associated with the virus. All good news, but hopes of domestic tourism being switched back on soon were slightly dashed in the evening yesterday when Samut Sakhon reported a further 148 cases, 105 of whom were Burmese immigrants. The concern then is that if and when domestic tourism returns to play, it has to be safe and not see contagion carried to other regions from the capital and surrounding areas. Channel 8 News told Thais that the Ministry of Education is to meet this week to discuss schools reopening. With many provinces seeing little in the way of COVID reported, chances are that proper schooling as opposed to online teaching could resume soon. The US ambassador to Thailand, appointed by Donald Trump, bid farewell at the end of the week. Michael de Sombra replaced a less than popular predecessor and worked at rebuilding damaged relationships with the nation. A replacement will be named by the Biden administration, and meanwhile, the chargé d'affaires Michael Heath will be the senior US figure in the country. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, and DEA teams nabbed an alleged local drug kingpin. This as he sat drinking coffee at Bangkok Pattaya Hospital. The 51-year-old, Ørsted Jensen, locally known as John Finn, was nabbed as a result of a continued local drug clampdown. With others caught and quickly squealing as they do, he was named and nabbed as he finished his cappuccino, probably his last for a while. It seems that he's been dealing for over 6 years and become very wealthy. During the sting at the coffee shop, he offered undercover officers a drug supply. Chances are that he too will roll over when questioned and will have a long list of local minor dealers that he will freely give in exchange for perhaps a deduction in what will be a long sentence. Several local bars have been raided on both sides of the railway tracks in the past week, all found to be wantonly flaunting the no alcohol sales ban on site. To facilitate the raids in some cases, it's reported that police are using a pair of Westerners as bait. They go into obviously open bars, ask for alcohol, then message their handlers. The raids then follow. Fines are huge, and both Thai and non-Thai businesses have been caught. It's not just the licensee that gets arrested either. Customers too are violating the law and face fines and possible expulsion from the country. Local businesses are hoping for a reprieve for the region to remove it from the so-called high red zone listing and allow businesses to reopen. For the region, schools are a priority, but with reports that upwards of 33% of now closed entertainment and catering businesses not being able to reopen ever, the wish is that the alcohol sales be allowed again soon on site, and that's on the cards for February if the numbers remain low. Domestic travel's a huge issue, and you wouldn't want to put your money on that happening quickly, but local trade at least would see some businesses able to reopen and cover their bills. This is the capital where COVID is a serious issue, has seen massage shops, gyms, fitness centres, bowling alleys and other activities being allowed to resume trade, but no on-site sales of alcohol. Here, food lines for the poor and destitute have once again become a daily sight, as promises of 3,500 baht for everyone affected don't go into effect until the month's end, and many have been out of work for between 1 and 8 months. The Centre for Air Pollution issued a nationwide request for a ban on burning to reduce smog in certain areas like our own. Last week's figures were terrible in both our region and the capital, and the stench was more of a chemical type than from burning. This morning numbers were far better, almost half of last week's extremes, seeing Pattaya at 92 and Bangkok at 80. And with the reminder, mitts, masks and meters, wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing, and the Met Office promising highs today of 31, dropping down to 21, with a slight chance of a shower or two. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.